Imagine you are walking through a silent forest just before sunrise. The birds have stopped singing. The air is not moving. Every animal seems as if it is waiting for something. Then, a deep roar echoes between the trees. A large gray wolf freezes in its tracks. On the other side of the open field, a massive brown bear slowly rises onto its hind legs. Both animals do not move. Then, suddenly, the bear attacks. They collide with each other. And after only a few bloody moments, the wolf runs away to save its life. The wolf escapes into the forest, badly injured. The bear watches it disappear, then quietly turns around and walks away into the distance. But here is the mystery. The bear could have chased the wolf. It could have killed it. It could have eaten it. So why didn't it? And something even more surprising, lions fight hyenas. Wolves kill coyotes. Leopards attack cheetahs. Lions and bears fight each other. Polar bears sometimes kill wolves. Yet in most of these encounters, the winner simply walks away. No feast, no meal, no celebration. Why? If predatory animals like meat, then why do they almost never eat other predators? The answer is far more surprising than most people think. Because in the wild, killing and eating are two completely different decisions. To understand why, we need to go deep into nature's hidden rules. Rules written by millions of years of evolution without a single word. Every predator faces the same challenge every day. Survival, it sounds simple, but the cost of survival is extremely high. A wolf can travel more than 20 miles in a day and still gain nothing. A lion can fail in most of its hunting attempts. A bear can spend thousands of calories just searching for food. Every hunt uses energy. Every injury can become deadly. Every mistake can lead to death from hunger. Now imagine facing another predator, a deer or a rabbit, or unlike hoofed animals, predators fight back, and they fight hard. A wolf has sharp teeth. A lynx has knife-like sharp claws. A cougar can leap incredible distances. Even a very small predator can cause deep wounds. And in the wild, a small injury often becomes a death sentence. There are no hospitals there, no antibiotic, no one to stitch wounds. Even a small infected bite can slowly kill an animal that survives a fight. This means when predators see another predator, they do not think that is food. They think that could take my life. And this is the first part of today's mystery. Sometimes, walking away is the smartest meal you choose to leave behind. But one more question remains. If predators avoid eating each other, then why do they fight at all? This is where the story becomes even more interesting. Because most predator fights were never about food in the first place. It seems like predators are fighting over a meal, but nature is rarely that simple. The real prize is not food. It is territory. Imagine you are leading a pack of wolves. Your territory is not just a place on a map. It is your food supply, your shelter, the future of your family, every deer, every elk, every stream, every safe cave. Everything your pack needs to survive is contained within that territory. Now imagine another pack enters your land. If you ignore them, they will hunt your prey. They will drive away the animals you depend on. They may even kill your pups. Suddenly, the fight is no longer about today's meal. It is about whether your family will survive the coming winter or not. That is why wolves often fight other wolves. Not because they want to eat them, but because they want to drive them away from that place. The same thing happens in the animal world. A male lion does not attack another lion because lion meat tastes good. It attacks because the other male could take away his pride, kill his cubs, and take control of everything he has protected for years. Leopards defend trees that contain hidden food supply. Lions patrol enormous territories that can stretch for many miles. Even smaller predators like foxes fiercely protect the places where they hunt. From our perspective, it looks like violence. To them, it is survival. And here is something even more surprising. Many of these fights end long before either animal dies. Why? Because both predators understand something that humans often forget. Winning is not always worth the cost. Two experienced wolves may growl, circle around each other, show their teeth, and eventually one backs away. No blood, no death, just a warning. The loser leaves. The winner keeps the territory. Energy is saved. Injuries are avoided. Both animals live to hunt another day. This happens far more often than people realize. Nature actually rewards predators that avoid unnecessary fight because every deep bite, every broken tooth, every torn muscle makes the next hunt even harder. And if you cannot hunt, you cannot eat. If you cannot eat, you cannot survive. That is why experienced predators are often surprisingly cautious. But sometimes warnings fail. No animal backs down. The fight erupts. Claws tear through the air. Powerful jaws clamp down forcefully. Dust rises from the forest floor. When it finally ends, one predator lies dead. The other stands victorious. Now the greatest secret is revealed. The winner stands beside a fresh corpse that is almost entirely made of meat. It is hungry. It has spent enormous energy in the fight. So why does it not immediately eat what is lying in front of it? The answer is not about strength. It is about what might be hidden inside that meat. And that secret has shaped predator behavior for millions of years. Now imagine this scene once again. The fight is over. The forest has become silent. A predator lies motionless on the ground. The victor is breathing heavily. Its heart is beating rapidly. There are fresh scratches and bite marks on its body. It slowly moves toward the fallen animal. It smells the body, pauses for a moment, then turns back and walks away from there. For us, this seems unbelievable. Why would a hungry predator leave behind an entire body full of meat? The answer begins with something that cannot be seen. Unlike deer, rabbits, elk, or other herbivorous animals, predators spend their lives hunting other animals. This means they encounter blood, open wounds, germs, bacteria, and viruses far more often than animals that become their prey. Over time, predators are at a greater risk of carrying dangerous infectious diseases. A dead predator may appear to be food, but it can also contain microscopic dangers that cannot be seen, smelled, or tasted. For a wild animal that is already struggling for survival, taking such a risk is not worthwhile. Nature does not reward careless decisions. It favors the animals that live long enough to reproduce and pass on their genes. The predators that avoided unnecessary risks had a greater chance of survival. Slowly, this cautious behavior became part of their survival strategy. But disease is only one part of the story. There is another problem as well. Predator meat is not always such a valuable reward. Think about what predators do every day. They run, they chase, they climb, they compete with powerful prey. Their bodies are built for speed, strength, and endurance. This means most of their body weight is made up of lean muscle. They do not have as much body fat as animals like deer, wild boars, or elk may have, especially during many times of the year. And fat is extremely valuable. For many predators, fat is a rich source of energy that helps them survive during long periods between successful hunts. In terms of energy, a large herbivore often provides far more benefit than another predator of the same size. Why take the risk of a difficult fight, only to get food that may provide less energy than the prey you normally catch? The calculation simply does not make sense. Then, there is another danger. Imagine a lone wolf kills a coyote. If the wolf stops to eat it, it may remain occupied with feeding for several minutes. During this time, another coyote could arrive there, or an entire pack. The predator could suddenly become the prey. The same thing can happen with lions and hyenas, or bears and wolves, or any predators that share the same territory. In the forest, standing silently beside a carcass can attract unnecessary attention. The smell of blood spreads surprisingly far. Scavengers arrive, rivals appear, a meal can quickly turn into another deadly battle. So sometimes, the safest decision is simply to walk away. But do not be misled. In nature, exceptions always exist, because sometimes one predator does eat another predator, not because it prefers that kind of meat, but because it has no better choice for survival. And those rare moments reveal just how ruthless life in the wild can be. By now, it may seem that predators never eat each other, but nature is full of exceptions, and these exceptions usually occur when survival becomes more important than preference. Imagine that it is the middle of winter. Snow has covered the forest floor. Rivers have frozen. Days pass, then weeks, without a single successful hunt. A pack of wolves is growing weaker. The pups are hungry. The adult wolves have used up almost all of their fat reserves. At this stage, nature changes its rule. When survival is at risk, almost any source of food can become acceptable. A hungry predator may eat another predator if the opportunity is safe enough. Not because it is their preferred food, but because a few pounds of meat can mean the difference between life and death. This is one reason why scientists occasionally observe wolves eating coyotes, or polar bears eating wolves, or large crocodiles swallowing smaller crocodiles. These events are real, but they are extremely rare. Most of the time, they happen in extreme conditions, or when the animal is already dead. There is another situation in which predators may eat each other. Competition. Imagine that a leopard has just killed a jackal. The leopard did not attack because it wanted lunch. It attacked because the jackal was competing for food in the same territory. After the fight, the leopard may take a few bites before leaving. Why? Because the carcass is already there. The risk has already been taken. Still, many predators leave most of the carcass behind. The food is often not worth protecting from every scavenger in the neighborhood. And speaking of scavengers, this is where nature's cleanup crew enters the story. As soon as a carcass is left behind, the forest begins to change. First come the crows circling overhead. Then, foxes quietly emerge from the shadow. Hyenas, vultures, insects, beetles, and countless small creatures all play their part. Even bacteria and fungi become involved in the process. What looks like wasted food to us becomes life for dozens of other species. In nature, nothing is truly wasted. Every abandoned carcass provides food for an entire community. In a strange way, the predator that walked away still helped keep the ecosystem alive. And now, the answer to the mystery we have been following from the beginning has finally arrived. Predators rarely eat other predators, because usually the reward is not worth the risk. Another predator is dangerous to fight. Its meat may carry more bacteria or disease. It often provides less energy compared to large herbivorous animals. Stopping to eat can attract more dangerous rivals, and evolution has favored animals that avoid unnecessary risk whenever possible. So, although predators certainly do kill each other, those fights are usually about territory, about competition, about protecting offspring, or about survival, not about finding their next meal. The next time you see a lion chasing away a hyena, or a wolf confronting confronting another wolf, remember this. You are not watching two animals fighting over food. You are watching millions of years of evolution making split-second decisions about survival.